అనారోగ్యాలు దరిచేరకుండా ఉండేందుకు మేలైన ఆహార జీవన విధానాలపై యువత దృష్టి సారించాలని, సహజ సేంద్రియ ఆహార పదార్థాలకు ప్రాధాన్యం ఇవ్వాలని ఆహార ఆరోగ్య నిపుణులు, పద్మశ్రీ పురస్కార గ్రహీత డాక్టర్ ఖాదర్వలి తెలిపారు. సిరిధాన్యాలు, కషాయాలతో ఆరోగ్యాన్ని కాపాడుకోవాలని చెప్పారు. ఫిబ్రవరి 28న జాతీయ సైన్స్ దినోత్సవాన్ని పురస్కరించుకుని VIT ఏపీ యూనివర్సిటీ ఆధ్వర్యంలో రైతునేస్తం ఫౌండేషన్ సహకారంతో అమరావతిలోని యూనివర్సిటీ క్యాంపస్లో నిర్వహించిన సిరిధాన్యాలతో సంపూర్ణ ఆరోగ్యం సదస్సులో డాక్టర్ ఖాదర్వలి పాల్గొని ఆహార ఆరోగ్య జీవన అంశాలపై అవగాహన కల్పించారు. రైతునేస్తం ఫౌండేషన్ చైర్మన్ డాక్టర్ ఎర్లపల్లి వెంకటేశ్వరరావు, VIT యూనివర్సిటీ సిబ్బంది సహా పలువురు ప్రముఖులు కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొన్నారు.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ముందుగా VIT యూనివర్సిటీ మేనేజ్మెంట్కు అలాగే అధ్యాపక వర్గానికి నా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను. ఆరోగ్యం ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది అంటే మనం ఈరోజు చెప్పుకోవాలంటే మీలో ఎంతమంది ఇప్పటి వరకు ట్యాబ్లెట్స్ తీసుకునే వాళ్ళు ఎవరున్నారా? ట్యాబ్లెట్స్ ఎవరో తీసుకోలేరా? అందరం ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు కూడా ఏదో ఒక దశలో ఏదో ఒక ట్యాబ్లెట్ తీసుకోకుండా ఉండలేము. అంటే ఎందుకని? మనకి ఉన్న ఇమ్యూనిటీ పవర్, మనం తీసుకునే ఆహారం, వీటి వల్ల మనకి ఇమ్యూనిటీ పవర్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల మనం జలుబు కానీ అన్ని రకాల వ్యాధులు అటాక్ అవుతాయి. పక్క వాళ్ళకి వస్తే మనకు వస్తుంది. అంటే మనలో ఇమ్యూనిటీ పవర్ అనేది లేకపోవడం వల్ల ఇలాంటి రోగాలు వస్తున్నాయి. అంటే దానికి మూల కారణం ఆహారం. ఆహారం ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది? సాయిల్ నుంచి వస్తుంది. ఆ సాయిల్ ఎలా ఉంది ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతానికి? మొత్తం కూడా టోటల్గా దాదాపు 50-60 సంవత్సరాలుగా విపరీతమైన ఫర్టిలైజర్స్, కెమికల్స్, పెస్టిసైడ్స్ విపరీతంగా వాడటం వల్ల భూమిలో ఉన్న సూక్ష్మజీవులు ఏదైతే పోషకాలన్నింటినీ కూడా బ్యాక్టీరియా అంతా కూడా చనిపోయింది. దానివలన మనకు ఆర్గానిక్ కార్బన్ కూడా లేకపోవడం వల్ల మనకు వచ్చే పంటల దిగుబడి కూడా మొత్తం కూడా కెమికల్ ఫుడ్ లాగా మనం స్వీకరిస్తున్నాం. అలాంటి ఫుడ్ ఈరోజు అందరూ కూడా బాయ్కాట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. ఎప్పుడైతే మన భూమి ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటుందో దాంట్లో వచ్చే పంటలు కానీ అవన్నీ కూడా ఆరోగ్యమైన పంటలుగా మార్చుకోవచ్చు. మనం తీసుకునే ఆహారం మంచి ఆహారం కావాలంటే ఆ రైతులను మోటివేట్ చేయాలి. ఆ రైతులు అందుకనే మేము రైతునేస్తం ఫౌండేషన్ ద్వారా న్యాచురల్ ఫార్మింగ్ని మోటివేట్ చేయటం, అలాగే అర్బన్ ప్రాంతాల్లో ఈ టెర్రస్ గార్డెన్ని ప్రోత్సహించడం, అంటే పర్యావరణాన్ని కాపాడటం, దాని తర్వాత ఈ మిల్లెట్స్ని ప్రమోట్ చేయడం, ఈ 3 రంగాల్లో మేము ఎక్కువగా కృషి చేస్తున్నాం. ముఖ్యంగా అంటే ఫ్యూచర్ ఫుడ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో మిల్లెట్స్. ఈరోజు మిల్లెట్ మ్యాన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండియా అని పేరు పిలుచుకున్నటువంటి ఖాదర్వలి గారు మీ ముందున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే మనం ఈరోజు గోధుమలు కానీ కాఫీలు, టీలు ఇవన్నీ కూడా బంద్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే మన కల్చరు, మన లైఫ్ స్టైల్ అంతా కూడా ఈ పాశ్చాత్యులంటే ఫారిన్ కంట్రీస్ నుంచి దిగుమతి చేసుకున్నాయి. ఈరోజు మీరు కాఫీ కానీ తాగుతున్నారంటే బయట నుంచి వచ్చింది. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి అనారోగ్యాన్ని గురి చేసినటువంటివి. ఈరోజు మనం తినవలసిన ఆహారం మిల్లెట్స్, మనకు కావాల్సిన టీ, కాఫీలు, కషాయం అవి ఎక్కడో రావు, మెడిసినల్ ప్లాంట్స్ ద్వారా వస్తాయి. మనకి చాలా మెడిసినల్ ప్లాంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఆ మెడిసిన్ పొద్దున్నే కాఫీ, టీ బదులుగా మెడిసినల్ ప్లాంట్, దాని ద్వారా వచ్చే కషాయం తాగటం, మంచి మిల్లెట్ ఫుడ్ తీసుకోవడం, ఇవన్నీ చేస్తున్నప్పుడే మన ఆరోగ్యం బాగుంటుంది.
Good afternoon, everyone. In the name of Green Revolution, in the name of White Revolution, in the name of Pink Revolution, now that they are spinning right now, the biological world has been on a completely wrong axis. And that is the reason why we have now 8% of our kids, type 1 diabetes, 8% of our kids born or mentally retarded, 8% of our kids have got hole in the heart, and 8% of the kids do not know who they are. Have you understood my sentence? And 8% of the kids are absolutely ADHDs, and 8% of the kids are physically handicapped. How many times did I tell you the number 8%, 8%? I told 6 times. 48% of the kids are dysfunctional in the last 10 to 15 years. And sadly, there are no Italians born for the last 3 years. The Germany's average age is 53. Americans' average age is 41, despite the immigrants pouring into that country. And there are no Japanese born, they are looking for robots. And here you are trying to celebrate Science Day. Following this Western model, we have now got 43% of the agriculturable land has become desert, barren land. And sorry, I'm out of the box guy, okay? So many things that are being told to you by many many places, many so-called great. 99% of the time I disagree. Like, we need to become Viksit Bharat by 2047. 2047, there will be no kids in India because IVF centers are growing. There are no kids born. Europe is begging for people to come and stay because the countries are disappearing because they have not understood what is going on. They continue, and we want to follow those guys because we are ordering pizza, palau in Zomato, Swiggy. And you think, why Zomato, Swiggy? We will order by drones. Drones will come and feed you directly. I have technology, GPS, it will follow me, it will trace you. And we are awed by these so-called technological advances. Believe me, you will not bear a kid. Forget about bearing kid. You cannot shit properly tomorrow because our food is gone wrong. Because they have been patenting the rights of the seeds. The food that you are eating, rice, wheat, sugar, the food is corporatized. Can you believe how stupid can we be? Rice and wheat do not grow on this planet naturally. In the name of green revolution, they patented the seeds and then said this is premium food. And thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, human race did not eat rice and wheat. Rice and wheat, when eaten, immediately dumps all the glucose into your bloodstream, and your bloodstream should not be having more than 5 grams per glucose at any given point of time. That's called homeostasis. I'm not going to go into detailed physiology, but basic, fundamental basic. It's called homeostasis. If you disturb the homeostasis of the blood, you invite all the diseases. That means you do not need sugar. If you eat sugar, within 2 minutes, from your buccal cavity itself, it enters because there are carbohydrate hydrolyzing enzymes even in your saliva. That means we are not supposed to put a single milligram of sugar in your mouth, and that is science. But do you know India alone produces 83 lakh tons of sugar per year? And of course, liquor also along. It is for liquor. We have been devastating the agricultural land with sugar cane, which actually consumes 28,000 liters of water per kilo sugar produced. And if you have one sugar factory, can you believe that? We have sugar factories, and around which 18, what do you have? If you have one sugar factory, around which 18 distilleries, that makes your liquor. Who produces milk? Cow. There are no cows on this planet other than India actually. These guys borrowed one of our cows and then did genetic modifications. IVF every day, in vitro fertilization. They take the sperm of the bulls and then put it into the cows and produce techniques, of course patents. And then each cow now gives 30 to 35 liters of milk. They use antibiotics, steroids on a regular basis every day, and that is the business end of it. And all these $1 trillion, all these are involved there. So America makes this much money, China makes this much money. All that money is actually coming from this kind of nonsensical activities. And then the milk is produced, and in America and Europe, mothers did not want to feed their babies. All at a sudden they said, oh, here milk. We got some cows from India. Those cows do not produce even 1 liter of milk, and our cows are producing 30 liters of milk. We are A1, not number 1. We are A and number 1. So A1 milk. This Jersey, HF, all these names they patented. They said we are number 1. We have our cows are A1 milk, and then all at a sudden Indian cows became A2. That's A2 milk. So if you have desi cows, hey, come on, where is this? This is a 1 liter. I have 30 liters. So all at a sudden, all over the world, these technologies of introducing IVF sperms into the cows, and then you have dairy industry, white revolution. So the green revolution fellows spun and then made all the food of the planet, diversified foods, 200 varieties of millets called C4 grasses, which actually are 6,000 varieties on this planet, covering 90% of the earth's soil, have been removed from the plates of the human race. Can you believe everyone is eating rice and wheat and nothing else? How stupid can human race be? No one questioned how can rice and wheat be our food. It's not at all food, nor like, because rice and wheat send glucose within 15 minutes into your bloodstream, disturbing the homeostasis of the blood. And to manage the excess glucose, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen, the endocrine system works emergency, converts them into glucose, to cholesterol, triglycerides, fat, meat, and hence all the so-called modern day diseases. Cholesterol, take a tablet. Triglycerides, take a tablet. Thyroid issues, take a tablet. BP, take a tablet. Diabetes, take a tablet. And you go and ask the doctor, sir, how long do I take this tablet? Pagla, lifelong. In the first place, all these stupid diseases have appeared because you have disturbed the homeostasis of the glucose. Imbalanced glucose is the source of all your diseases. Does any doctor on this planet tell you, don't eat rice, wheat, sugar? And no one has questioned till today. And that's not our food at all, scientifically. Absolute miscalculated. Until today, no doctor tells you, do not eat rice. Eat anything you want, take this tablet. And that's the condition. Your food is gone wrong. You are not able to maintain the homeostasis of the blood in the first place, and you create a host of diseases, and then you have another expertise managing that with tablets and scans. And you go to these hospitals, what do you get? You get tablets, injections, operations, scans. Have you got your health? Sorry, you have lost in your kitchen. And you are searching in the hospitals. This is the sad story of human race. Human race is going to disappear. 2047 he said this. All that is humbug. There are no kids going to be born. Only in India, because we didn't follow these guys strictly, we still have 38 crores of functional kids. In China, mentally retarded kids are almost 18%. That means the sperm and the ovum are not healthy. You understand what I am talking? Food is gone wrong because we have not defined food till today. Because it is done by the businesses. And I am trying to tell the human race, this is not our food. Food must be maintaining the homeostasis of the first characteristics. Till today, no one has even used glucose imbalance. When you have glucose imbalance in your bloodstream, it can cause microbial imbalance, and microbes are the reason why this planet exists, because it is they who absorb water from the clouds. Hygroscopic bacteria residing on all the plants and leaves are the reason why you have rains. Otherwise the sun dries up the water from the ocean and they cloud and they will never come back. And 94% of the planet is actually once before occupied by the grasses called C4 grasses, where they fix the carbon dioxide into glucose by C4 mechanism. From oxaloacetic acid, a stable carbon 4 unit, to C6, where there is no requirement for water. Whereas rice and wheat, C3 grasses, which are very rare and limited context, limited temperature range, that these green revolution experts, so-called experts, chose because they have fertilizer-based, water-based grasses. So if you give water and fertilizer, they increase the yield, and they said this is the green revolution, and made everyone not eat the food that they were eating in their places. They said this is coarse grains, this is bird feed, this is pig feed, this is animal feed, this is primitive food. So all of a sudden, all over the world, people who are eating C4 grasses, millets food became primitive, became animal food eaters. So all of a sudden there was dearth for food all over the planet, including India. Actually there was no dearth for food, but you are all told we didn't have food, so we have to import this so-called PL480 some wheat And wheat, of course, has some more problems other than releasing glucose suddenly into your bloodstream. It has also called gluten, one stupid protein which is absolutely an enemy to our celiac region, where the absorption of nutrients takes place. And celiac diseases, and all these experts do not even mention that it is because of wheat, because they can spin tablet after tablet, tablet after tablet, and the $1-2 trillion industry now, pharmaceutical industry. And that is science for you. So what I am trying to communicate to you is that if your food is right, we don't need all these stupid things. Sorry to use the word stupid. It is by choice. So if your homeostasis of the blood is maintained by the choice of the food, then you eliminate all these diseases. Not eliminate, wipe it out from the planet. The seriousness that I feel from within, I am so scared that there will be no life form on this planet Earth if we continue to do what we are doing and no one is even talking about it. What I actually feel is that it's been 30 years late. In fact, if it is possible by some means or the others, I want the whole world stop drinking coffee, tea, rice, wheat, andam, all these nonsensical things, so that we become really sustainable, not consuming the planet itself. We are consuming culture. Everything is consumed. I am from Karnataka actually, though I am born in Kadapa, my whole life is in Karnataka. I am from Mysore. I belong to Mysore. Oppattunduva yogi. Mean the one who eats once a day is yogi. Ippattunduva bhogi. If you eat twice, you are bhogi. ಮೂವತ್ತುಂಡುವ ರೋಗಿ, ನಾಲ್ಕೊತ್ತುಂಡುವ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. But then our expert gastroenterologist or whatever big terms they have are requesting all the public to eat every 3 hours. Every 3 hours you should keep eating. They screw up our celiac region with wheat. You have ulcers, gastric problems, so you keep eating, keep eating. If you eat millets, what happened to this Khader? He said he is millet man, and till now he has not spoken anything about millets. I am only laying the context. What are millets? They have been occupying the whole planet for time immemorial, and they are the food not only for birds, not only for pigs, not only for cattle, for human beings too. Because as you walk, they can grow anywhere. In the Himalayan mountains to Rajasthan desert, near the desert. Anywhere. And that not being chosen itself is something baffles my mind from these experts. And we haven't asked the question. On top of it, we left all our, there were 200 varieties of millets, diversified food. Diversified food means diversified microbes coming and occupying your celiac region, gut microbes. And till today, gut microbes people have not talked about. No problem, we'll give you prebiotic tablet with polymer wrapped. That itself will cause 50% of cancers. Just the wrap. Just boil these wonderful grains, tie it up in a mud pot with cotton cloth. Fermentation takes place. 8 hours of fermentation leads to wonderful microbial population. Don't keep it for 8 more hours. You will be having brewery industry in your house. You will make beers out of it. Don't drink beer. Drink ambali. It is called ambali in South Indian languages, basi in North Indian languages, because they used to put it in bamboo bottles and tie the cloth, and that's how it's called basi. 8 hours in, maybe 6 to 8 hours in Vijayawada if it's very hot. So if you come to Mysore, it may be 8 to 10 hours, the fermentation. Drink that 1 tumbler a day. Any fellow who has mouth to anus will be alright within next 6 weeks, because the microbes will inhabit the celiac region, and it is 2.1 kilograms of microbes that should be in your gut. And they are heavier than your brain, and they control every if not controlled, they aid almost 80% of biochemical reactions that go on in human body. And this is a basic biological fact. And here we are giving steroids, antibiotics, this, that, through our food, fertilizers, pesticides, killing them on a daily basis, murdering our friend within, actually I call doctor within, every day since the baby is born, even before the baby is born, because you want to open. We have 68% caesarean births, not the normal births now, and that is advanced science for you. The mother gives inoculum when the baby comes through vagina. We don't want that. That means if your health depends on the gut microbes and your brain connections. Basic fundamental fact. And do you think you will be healthy? So what brings you back to be healthy? First thing is set your gut microbes properly. And you give me 1 kilo of koralu, foxtail millet. Soak it for 8 hours. Why do I need to soak? I have your cooker, 3 minutes. Dr. Khader tells I have to soak the grain for 8 hours. I didn't ask you to soak yourself for 8 hours. Soak the grain for 8 hours. Because it is well knitted with fiber. Foxtail millet has got 8% of fiber. Foxtail millet has got 8% of fiber associated with the carbohydrate, and that is the reason why when you eat foxtail millet, the blood sugar will never ever increase beyond 5 grams. If you take it out by walking or by doing something, when there is less glucose, it will fill, because the fiber is holding the carbohydrate, releases as and when you work. If you don't work, it is not releasing. It is associated with the fiber. The glucose is not registered in the blood because it doesn't thicken. To allow it to become thick, the fiber is prevented. See the beauty. Now if you eat kodo millet, it has 9% fiber. If you eat brown top millet, andu korralu in Telugu, it has got 12.5%. Barnyard millet, 10%. Little millet called samalu, 9.8. Finger millet, ragulu, 3.6. Jovar, jonnalu, 1.2. So remaining all lower than 3.6. So these 5 grains which are high, 8, 9.8, 9, 10, 12.5, I have grouped. Till today, no one has done any work on millets. There were here and there people. In fact, till 2017 in Hyderabad, there was one Jovar Research Institute. Overnight, it became Millet Research Institute. And today, you go to Millet Research Institute, they will give you again this pulao and chapati in their canteen. Do you understand what I am talking? So, millets have been neglected. This is the word all these experts used. They have been not neglected, they have been systematically eliminated from our fields and the plates. Because if you eat millets, you don't need medicines. There will be no diabetes, there will be no BP, there will be no thyroid problem, there will be no type 1 diabetes. Your sperms, your ovums will be safe, you can produce functionally healthy kids. We have done all the so-called lifestyle diseases. We have been eliminating since we have been spreading awareness to eat the real food. So we have had 108 diseased conditions, 15 to 20 kinds of cancer, and then even rare diseases. We have had the opportunity to give the awareness, and the people are using, and they are becoming better and better and better. If you eat millets, your blood glucose doesn't increase. If you work, it will give you the glucose. If you don't work, it will eliminate. That's why if you start eating millets, your tummy will go down. You will never ever put on weight. Oh, then if I am very thin, it will give. because it has got the regulating capacity, and it is the regulation is the essence of food. If you need, I will give you. If you don't need, I will not give you. And that is, what is this need and don't need? If a fellow works hard, you will get as much as you want. If you don't, you will not get. And that's what is regulation. And what happens? I have eaten anyway. It will shit. You can shit without any problem if you eat millets. Only caution is you have to soak and cook. Why? The fiber is interloculated with carbohydrate. Unlike your rice and wheat, there is no fiber. Whatever little fiber is on the top, we are now polishing it. Anyway, we don't want even that stupid fiber. Why I need? Remove it. I need white rice. Because it is this habituating, the corporates are very good at it. I told you. If only you think millets are your food, then there is no food security, all nonsense words, they all evaporate, they don't exist. Because everywhere and anywhere, anyone, anytime can grow food. There is no need for transportation. There is no need for godowns. There is no need for talking about carbon dioxide footprint at all. Because 10.4 billion tons of carbon dioxide is released from agricultural industry alone. And the remaining all human activities is releasing only 3.1 billion tons of carbon dioxide footprint. And all of you technologies are talking about only that 3.1, forgetting completely 10.4. So you will never ever solve global warming, and that's what is the objective of all these so-called experts. They don't want to solve the problem. Oh, solar energy, wind energy, that energy, this energy, all that you fix, you will only have 3.1. Remaining 10.4 billion going, you are talking about 3 billion carbon dioxide, this 10.4 billion gone here. So unless you address the food, the production of the food, what you are eating, you do not want to talk about it, because 92 billion pigs are killed every year. All are coming from the plant produce, all these animals, whether it is pig or cow or rat or whatever you want to eat, cats, all whatever. These are all forms. But the carbon dioxide is fixed to glucose, and then glucose takes all these forms. And the more complex it is, the more inefficient way of you eating. That's how the carbon dioxide food print accumulating. You see the calculation, just be a scientific technologist. So eating meat scientifically is absolute no-no. You eat there, unprocessed foods there, and then I grow there and eat, that's it. That is the most scientific way. And what fits the bill? Millets. Because they not only give you the C4 grains, on top of it, they hold the top soil 4 to 5 weeks if you want to grow plants, trees. So all the fellows, environmentalists who keep bragging about growing trees, first maintain the soil. And who will do? Trees cannot do. It is the C4 grasses that do. Moolam is to hold the top 4-5 inch layers of the soil. Not only from the fertilizers, this and water, even from the sun, even from the wind, even from the rain. Natural things I am talking about. And this is the arrangement God has made to protect the top 4-5 inch soil. That means unless and until you talk about C4 grasses, nothing is going to happen to you, your planet. You want to save the planet? Please, tomorrow, change your food to millets. Thank you.
ఈ వీడియో మీకు నచ్చితే లైక్ చేయండి, ఇతరులకు షేర్ చేయండి. వీడియోపై మీ అభిప్రాయాన్ని కామెంట్ రూపంలో తెలపండి. మరిన్ని వ్యవసాయ వీడియోల కోసం రైతు నేస్తం యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. పక్కనే ఉన్న గంట సింబల్ నొక్కి నోటిఫికేషన్స్ ద్వారా తాజా వీడియోల సమాచారం పొందండి.